Hi, today we are going to discuss about sentiment analysis. This is a very key aspect of online reputation management and also social media analysis nowadays. So, most of our brands and businesses are already doing it, and if you're not doing it, then you must do it. But however, let me tell you something. See, what we understand sentiment analysis today, right, being measured through these platforms, social media platforms, and social analytic platforms, sentiment analysis platforms, is that we tend to believe that they are very accurate, but let me tell you that there are a lot of flaws in that, and the NLP engine which these platforms run on is not that accurate, and it has a lot of misses, and also it has a not very accurate way of calculating sentiment analysis. So if we are relying on those only alone, then we are making a huge mistake, right? So we are still a bit of distance away from understanding what exact sentiment, user sentiment with regards to our brand is. So the first point is, these NLP engines do not understand sarcasm. Let's assume that you have some post or organic post anywhere on social media, right? And one of the user comes back and says that, okay, wow, uh, is it? Or the keyword "wow" is taken as a positive sentiment, but the person may be speaking in sarcasm. So that's one point. And another point is, these platforms or are basically trained on East Western languages, English primarily, right? So they do not also understand the nuances of other cultures and other languages, right? For example, in even in Hindi or any other regional language in India, if you someone says that "acha," and if you saying "acha kya baat hai," "acha kya bakwas hai," even if he says "acha kya bakwas hai," so it's very difficult for these engines to pick it up, and they may not mark it as negative and put it out as something positive. So that's again becomes a quite a challenge, in terms of. And another point which I want to make, and see, these points I'm making so that you as a brand can yourself judge whether these platforms are marking these sentiments accurately, right? So when we put out see, most of these platforms are measuring all these conversations across your social media primarily, and sometimes customer service channels as well, like email or WhatsApp. So whenever you are running a organic campaign, let's say, or even paid campaigns, right? So what happens is that you get a lot of comments, and these comments are not necessarily from your user base. They may not be your users. So it becomes very difficult for you to identify how your users take the sentiments, right? What are the sentiments of your users? Because see, if there is a post on social media, if somebody, any Tom, Dick, and Harry can come and say, "Oh, I like it," he may like the content of that post, but he may not be your user. So if you look at that way, and you have around, let's say, 200 comments, and in those 200 comments, you have 50 who are your users, and 150 out of them are not your users, and they're they like your content and they are posting something positive about your content, so the sentiments get screwed there itself, right? So this is another one point. And also, they do not take in account platforms like Reddit and Quora, right? Also like Trustpilot, where there are a lot of reviews related to your brand and discussions happening about your product and your services, right? So they do not take these important platforms in account. So that's where again, this miscalculation happens, because they're showing you only one side of things that's on the social media, right? Also, what I've seen that across brands, these brands, I mean to say that these platform brands, the way they analyze content is sometimes not so accurately done. If the engine is unable to make out whether the content or the comment or a review is positive, right? So what they do is, or negative, so what they do is, they put it in neutral, right? That's the reason you'll find that the highest margin or is the neutral comment sentiment. So that's how these so-called platforms which help you in understanding sentiment analysis are not very, in fact they're not even very close to being what you call accurate. So if you want to measure the right user sentiments across your user base, there are other ways, and if you want to know how, just comment below and I'll tell you how to go about it. Thank you so much for watching this, and if you feel you got value out of this, then do share and like it. Thank you.